Hello. Hi, Gabriel.
Hello.
Hi, Daniel. Christopher, how are you?
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Awesome. So, Steven should be joining us soon. So, let's just give him a couple minutes to join and we're good to
Hi.
go. In the meantime, we can, if you have any particular questions, you can just start. Oh, Daniel, awesome. Please
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah.
I do. Can I share my screen to show you something I'm confused about?
Yeah, there you go. You can share now.
Thank you. And I'm having some confusion with the tags and the celebrations. Sorry for the a lot of tabs here.
Wow,
So
yeah.
yeah. So I just took out like every tag I had here. I had tags, but I took them away. And I want to understand, like in these actions, there's no tags. Just this one, because I want to know if someone. So the first question will be, if someone just puts every action completed, they will have, uh, one second. So here, like, this will be, there's a tag here, HV lesson completed, but I don't know if it's okay, or I don't know if I'm putting like the things how they are supposed to be. If I do need the actions to have I don't know if,
Tags. Mm.
yeah, I have like these things, but I don't know if I'm doing the things right or not. Um how does if someone completes all the XPs, they will have that trigger of having the lesson completed, all the XPs, but the XXPs?
Um,
Are the XXPs optional or they are required to complete the session?
they are optional, the XXPs.
Yeah.
The XPs
So
are by default, for the XXPs, no.
so when the XPs are all completed, they will have, like, I will have complete the session, like here, the trigger of this celebration triggers completed. So this trigger when the training is complete, so this lesson, so I have this trigger celebration, but I don't know if they are receiving the email. I don't know if I need to put a tag here so they receive the email.
Think you should. Like, what action is that? When they complete one of the trainings?
Yeah, trigger complete. So every session of the 3 sessions in the
Uh-huh.
mini course, so this celebration will be triggering by these events. So the
Okay,
event will be training complete. What lesson? This one.
right.
Or
I think that's correct, but the email one should go in the experience engine. That's where you want
yeah.
to.
So when they finish this, this will be sent. I don't know if it needs something. what's triggering. So change the trigger. So training release.
Mhm. So when the training is released to them, that's when they are going to receive an email.
Yeah, the power of lifestyle medicine. So this is when the power of lifestyle medicine train release,
Uh-huh.
they will receive this email.
Mhm.
And here, so I will have like when they are added to the course, get
Mhm.
ready for the course,
Mhm.
they will have this tag of not completed,
Mhm.
and then a warning after 2 days, then
Exactly.
12 hours.
Uh-huh.
uh,
Uh-huh.
but there's no tagging here, but like the
Right.
suspension of the course.
Mhm.
So this is the first email, get ready, but there's no like first email, right? This is the first email, but there's no training release, first training is ready.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, right. So in your experience engine, no, they are only receiving that. But I don't know what is the name of your first training, for example.
It will be understanding vision problems and the root causes.
Okay, so let's go to your experience engine again.
Right
Let's
here.
scroll down, more until we find the other experience. More.
Okay. Here.
So yeah, down there you have if user completes, understand. So no, for now you don't have an email that is being sent to your students when the first training is released. You can create that, but you don't have it now. So you
Okay.
only have when the user completes the first training, which is the understanding vision problems, right?
Actually, I do have it, but it's here, actually. I
Ah,
am seeing this email here.
but that's when they complete the first training, not
Yeah,
it's
they
released.
complete. So it's triggering this, so this should be here because it's first. This is first. So here, if user completes, there's
Or
just an
maybe you
attack.
want to create just like a copy of the other one when the power of lifestyle medicine training
Yeah.
released, and you want to change that to the first one, so it also sends them an email.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. And then in the celebrations, so when all the XPs are selected, so I will have the lesson completed. I don't need tag for that. Is
Right.
it recommended?
The system is automatically using the if user completes the course. When they complete the course, they have gone through all the actions and points. So that means
The
that they
XPs,
completed it. Mhm.
all the XPs.
That's why you don't need a tag for that. But you
Okay.
could have a tag in case that, I don't know, maybe you have two modules, and then for the first module, people collect 10 XPs, right?
Mhm.
No, yeah, I'm going to confuse you more. But yeah, the idea is that just forget what I said. Because I was going to say, if someone completes, because I have done that, if someone completes, I don't know, like 5 out of my 10 points, then I'm going to, trigger a celebration that they have completed 5 points already. So to get them excited about completing that, I did that. But that's different from
Okay.
what you asked. So ignore me completely.
Okay. Yeah, so the tags will not be needed, but they are recommended if I want to send more emails in different instances, for instance, like in different experience.
Right. And it really depends. You have to evaluate if you need tags or if we already have like the trigger for you. Like when someone completes this specific training, if someone completes the course, we already have that, so you don't need a tag. Tags are for other things. Like, for example, in the expiring mini course, if someone completes an action in your second training, that is attached to a tag that then will release a block for them in one of your custom pages. So that's one way that the tags work, like, you know, like.
Yeah, to release specific information, really
Exactly.
specific things. Okay. Yeah, well, let's see. I will see more things to make this experience amazing. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yes, you're welcome, Daniel. Does anybody else has any questions?
I have one.
Yes, Christopher.
So something works. This is a kind of silly question. It works, but I want to know why it works. But I'm trying to share my screen and say, okay. So I wrote it down. After I completed day 1 and collected all points available, how does Experienceify know the course was not completed? So I don't know if does that make can I share my screen and probably
Yes, you can share your screen.
Let me know.
We can see your screen now.
Right. So it's an up resetting, right? So I end up I installed the progress bar and I released one of the trainings of the was we have 20 trainings. So I set it up that only one training release. And on the home page, there are 6 points, I believe, 1, 2, 3, and yeah, 6. So the student clicks all 6 points here. This training is released. He clicked, he watched the training, he clicked, watched, and he did the homework. Then the progress bar says 100 points. How does Experienceify know that the course is not completed, even though all the points for that day were collected and the next training was not released? It works. I know it works, which is good because I had a scare that the student will get the course completed tag. So he did not get a course completed tag, which is good. But I want to know why does it know there are 19 more trainings, although they were not released?
Maybe that's in the experience engine. If we go to the steps and go to step number 5, maybe you will.
How do you minimize the thing at the top? Or you just have to move it?
Sorry. Can you say that again?
Yeah, there's a menu bar at the top that doesn't minimize, right? So
yeah.
Okay, so we go to
experience engine.
Yeah,
in the step number 5, just scroll down.
Right. Sorry. Right, so we're in 5.
Right, so if you scroll down a little bit more in the
Oh,
experience.
sorry, you want to go experience engine. Here
There
we
you
are.
go. Yeah. So when 2 week is released, let's scroll down a little bit more. Week 3, week 4, week 5. If user completes module 1. Let's scroll down a little bit more. 10.
I may be in the wrong course. And that one I showed before. You may go. Can I go to that one? Because this
Yeah,
one has
sure.
courses. Right, so I'm now seeing this, this is done for you. They just put that there. So I have
Okay.
to test that now. Right, so this is the one I was showing you before, and we are right, good.
So let's scroll down. Winman starts tomorrow. No login. This is week 1, week 3, week 4. Let's scroll down. Okay, so because this is a day-by-day challenge, right? Not a week by
Right.
week. And you say that when someone completes one of the days,
Yeah,
what happens?
yeah, so let's look at course content,
Mhm.
module 1. So one second, right. So in the release timing,
Uh-huh.
only one lesson is released,
Okay.
right? So this one is released immediately.
Mhm.
Lesson 2 is locked. Let's say it's locked, right? It's set to release the next day.
Uh-huh.
So the student completes lesson 1, and he accumulates all the points for that day.
Right.
So I know so he has 100% of the points. How the progress bar would show 100%. And if you pull up here, it would say 9 of 9 collected. Why does it not give the student the course completed tag? It works. I know it works. I just want to know why does it work?
Oh, that's because they haven't completed the course, because your course has, I don't know how many modules.
24 modules,
24
5
and,
lessons.
right, and 3 weeks, and or how many weeks? 4 weeks, right? So
Yeah.
that's why, because the course will only be completed when they complete all of the days. When they go through
Even though it's not released.
Yes. So what you're telling the system is that they will be able to see the first day automatically, but then the second day will be released after 1 day, after the first day they joined, right? Yes or yes. If you have, yeah, that's what's happening. But it won't show the completed tag because they haven't completed it. They still need to go through the 4 weeks of content in order to get the EMC completed tag.
Right.
That's why, unless you create another tag that says EMC completed.
Oh, it works. It works.
Okay.
I had a moment like, is this gonna issue the complete tag? Because
Right. Yes.
only one lesson was released.
Yeah. No. Until they complete
So
the 4 weeks.
it works. So I just want to know why it works. But
Okay.
that's good. And I guess that's it for me for now. So I just saw done for you. Did what I wanted. I'll test it, and I'll be working on
Nice.
my official course
Nice. Good luck with that, Christopher.
with well, I'll test it and I'll come back.
Sure. Maybe you
More
can be one of
questions.
the. We are going to have a showcase.
Yes.
Maybe you.
I want
Yeah.
to find out about that. If you can share, I saw it on the homepage.
official.
I'd like to find more about it. And sure, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you for your question, Christopher. I really want to see your course completed finally. Yes. Awesome. So hi, welcome, Vanessa. And does anybody else, welcome, Susan. Does anybody else has any particular questions? Maybe you want help with? Good. Awesome. So I think, Ladek, we have a theme for today, right? That's badges.
We do.
Awesome. So if nobody else has any other questions, hi, Susan.
No, I'm just listening while I'm chopping vegetables for my dinner.
Oh, okay, nice. Multitasker. Awesome. Well, then, Steven, they are all yours.
Super cool, friends. So we're going to go through the process, and I'm going to put a couple of links in the chat right now. So we're going to talk about this thing today, which is badges. And there is also a blog post that's referenced in there about best practices for using badges, or why you'd use badges, or those kinds of things. So you can read those on your own, but essentially we're going to go through that, just sort of where are badges located, and how you might use them, or what would be a good idea to use them. So I'm just pulling up my screen right now. Sorry. Just where's I updated Zoom and now things are not where I want them to be. There we go. It's always the problem of software, right? So you should be able to see my screen now.
Yes, we are.
Cool. Quite simply, I know this is sort of fairly simple stuff here, but the whole reason behind badges is to be able to reward your students, or have another way to reward students for accomplishing something, or completing something, or doing an action, or basically continuing to be a part of your course and going forward. I'm seeing here that look at that. These icons are very small now. This has changed on our left-hand side here. And so the way that we find our badges, essentially what we recommend in terms of how to use badges is to first decide how you're going to use it, right? So before you even jump into the whole process of creating the badges and putting them into your account and whatnot, it's really best thing to say, how am I going to use them? So maybe Chris, or Susan, looks like Susan went to go find more vegetables. Daniel, whoever's on the call here today, Vanessa, I'd love to have you help me brainstorm, like, what are ways that you might use badges in your courses? And I'll start with an example. Is the easiest way to use badges would be to reward a student after they've either completed a course or completed a particular section of a course, right? So you can say, there are, maybe it's, they've completed your Expiring Mini course, and you can say, hey, look, first level, member of my community, or they've completed, in Christopher's case, there's 4 modules there. And so it's, that will probably take them a significant amount of time to do that. And maybe they've, that's a significant achievement. So you could do that. Let me put it out there. Christopher, Brenda, Daniel, anybody on the call right now, what other ways did you think about using badges?
So as you mentioned, for modules, so my intention is to award the student 1 badge per module.
Nice. And will they, what will those badges signify to them or you?
Yeah, so each module would be like a level. So it means they have understood what was in the first module. They have grasped the information, the transformation, and they're ready to move on to module 2. Once they complete all the videos, the lessons, the worksheets in module 2, that means they would have understood, and they get another badge. It's a feeling. I just skimmed through the blog. So obviously they feel a sense of accomplishment, a graduation, right? It's all in line with that, the gamified experience.
Absolutely. When, I'd love that I'm just going to pop over to that real quick. I'm going to move Zoom tools out of my way. This is what you were looking at. I love some of these ones. So it's really easy to think about, taking action in the course, or, when a specific task is completed. But, there's another one when they earn a specific amount of points. I love that idea, right? But it kind of creates that competitive spirit, like, hey, you're a part of the 100-point club, or you're part of the 1,000-point club, or something like that. Like it says here, like a hall of fame that you could then use throughout your community, because by earning those points, that signifies that they've gone through either several courses or multiple things with you. You know, like there's going to be very few people who probably do that. It's kind of equivalent to a leaderboard. I like this one as well. Another way to think about it is when they comment on posts. And you know, as Murray put in this blog post about, you know, when somebody comes to the forum and actually posts for the first time, you could have an experience that says, you know, give them a badge that says, you know, hey, I'm new here, or, you know, I'm a newbie or whatever. And if after they've maybe posted, you know, a specific amount of times, in this case it says hundredth, but you know, maybe it's 25 or 50, you could say they're a top contributor or something like that, right? And then I do, this is kind of an interesting one as well, like when they've logged in after an extended time, like, so, you know, like a returning, you know, community member, or, you know, something like that. I also would love, you know, some of the other unusual ways or things that you could think about it is, you know, somebody who's been with you for a long time. If you could ask our system to, you know, think about when their account was created, maybe, and if they've been with you for a year, you could give them, you know, like a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year badge, or you could call them a sage or something like that. So just pretty cool stuff about, you know, different ways to think about using badges that are beyond just sort of you accomplished something. You know, there's other ways to reward people and engage them. So let's think about, what do we do next? Like, how do we actually, you know, go find those badges? You will go to your account. And there's lots of different things in our account, you know, your school, your team, your tags, categories, custom fields, etc. But this is also, you'll see in this menu item here, this is where we manage and add badges. These are added to your account. I believe these are just sort of default things that are added to your account when you use some of our templates. So this looks like, you know, week 1, 2, 3, 4 done, and 5 for like a 5-day challenge or a 5-week challenge, right? It's super easy, as you would expect. And how to add a badge, you click on the add. We're going to type a new name, and I like, let's just say, you know, first. Just trying to think of one that I can actually demonstrate right now. You know, level 1 course.
Newbie.
Completed, right? Yeah. And so then we have the option of obviously changing. Ooh, look at that. Let's put one of those in there, like high five. We'll put a clap in there. Surprised high five's not in there. And so we can give it a little emoji if we want to. And then we can change, you know, the colors that we want. So we can change the color to, you know, I like darker. And then if I wanted to change the font color to white, kind of stands out a little more. And then I just click on add badge. And now you can see that we have that level 1 course completed badge. Now, if I wanted to manually add that to any student, I could come into my student section here, and you know, for any student that you have in your school already, it's very simple. Right down here, you can see the bottom badges. You click on badge, and you can see, well, you could just give that person that badge. Give it to them. I believe you can. There we go. And so it's, you know, it's really simple to give that badge. And then when they show up in, you know, the forum space or whatever, that badge will then appear on their account, or whenever they, you know, post something or give a comment or those kinds of things, that's when it appears. Another way to add a badge is to do that through and so if we go to now I'm just going to use this dummy expiring mini course that I have. We go into step 5 and we look at the experience engine here. I'm going to go down to when user completes this course, and we want to add a badge. There's the experience to add a badge right there. So click on that, and we can choose which badge we want. I just got to move my Zoom tools again. We're going to add the January Mission Accomplished badge. So anytime somebody completes this course, they're going to I wanted level 1 course complete. That's the one I created. Yeah, they're going to get that badge on their account. And then again, you can use that to signify they've completed a particular course or whatever. Like Daniel, I don't know if you were talking about improving your eyesight as your practice. I don't know, is there a way to take people through and say, they've accomplished certain levels of recovering their eyesight, or is that a thing? Or are there other ways that you would signify people have leveled up or they've accomplished something?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think I created some badges, like a newbie or like a curious person, and then change the badge to when someone sets the intention. Sorry.
No, I think that was Vanessa there. Sorry, cool, no worries.
Okay, so when someone sets an intention, I think that's very powerful, and even if it's optional, I think a badge will be very important for the process to set up an intention. So we have the brain focus in something, and then I don't know the levels, but I was thinking about like after finishing the experience of the mini course, so they are in the second level of awareness of eyesight, the vision problems and the root causes of the vision problems. So they can earn a badge, and I don't know the name yet, but yeah, it's very interesting to do that. So how do they see that in their own end, the badge?
That is a great question. So the students can see it in their account. Let's see what we need to do is we would need to log into. Give me 2 seconds. I should have had that prepared. So I'm going to just stop sharing my screen here. Give me 2 seconds to do this in a different way. So yeah, so that was silly of me. I should have seen it. So we should be able to, I know what I'm going to do. I know how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go here.
So just while you do it, because I think this is very powerful for people when they like achieve the goal of relaxation or being aware of the tensions in the eyes. Those things are really, really important. How they see eye changing when they experience certain emotions, and if they put like, because I have in the mini course I have some questions to be put, but then I also have like if they have some gains, so they can report the gains, and then they can have either a badge or a celebration. But I think a badge, it's really important when they achieve things to keep motivation.
100%. 100%. And all I'm doing right now, Daniel, is I'm looking for really kind of embarrassed on the call right now that we have a couple of template accounts that we use, and I want to just find one that has a good forum section in it where we could demonstrate some badges here.
Okay, for starter, you will get a notification as a student that you just received the badge, and after that you can check it out on the forum.
And so yeah, so and right here I'm gonna reshare my screen. Thank you very much, Gabrielle. I really appreciate you chiming in there.
No worries.
Yeah, I just wanted to give like a visual example of this, which it was kind of silly of me. So this is a forum in one of the dummy accounts, like one of the template accounts that we use. And so we don't have an example of badges showing up here. We can do that next. But one thing that you can do is you can roll over your student account here, if I'm logged in as Murray, and you can click on my badges. And when you click on that, if there were badges in this account, you would see them appear here. Does that make sense? And so you could see somebody leveling up. I want to, sorry, I was kind of frantically looking for an example here. But Daniel, what I was thinking about your example that I really like was, we don't have to limit ourselves to giving a badge and keeping it, right? Like somebody doesn't have to like collect hundreds of badges. I think there could be value in giving somebody a newbie badge, right? In a community, it says, hey, look, I'm new here. And that just kind of signifies for people to help them out, or maybe they'll have different kinds of questions or whatnot. And then as they complete courses or complete different modules across a bigger course, you could remove that newbie badge and put a new one that says, hey, look, level 1 experience, or, hey, this is somebody who's, has some kind of status where they're their experience, and you could level that up over time to, kind of get to that, hey, I'm a guru status where you can kind of ask me anything. And I really know this system. I know this courses. I know what you're teaching, your practice, those kinds of things. I really like that example a lot. I'm going to go back into this. Let's see if we can break this. I want to go home. There we go. Let's just see what students we have in here. And so, yeah, so let's just take this, and I'm going to put, let's just say mission accomplished on that account, and this one as well, because that should be the account that we're looking at right here. And then if I go back to the forum, let's just see if I have successfully done that. If I go back to his and we put my badges, wrong account. Well, here we are in office hours, and I have failed to I failed to give you the example of what they look like, which I'm sorry about that. But this is that's definitely where they will show up. There's got to be another Murray Gray in here, I guess. And you could see that if you wanted to remove those badges, it would be just as simple to come into their account and remove those badges manually, or again, you can do it as an experience as well. So that's a quick overview of, not only reasons why you would use a badge, but also different options for using a badge, not just for accomplishing certain things within a course, but also to signify, what kind of member they are in your community. I love the idea of, if you've achieved a certain point level, that's another way to do it. It's not only a substitute, but it might be a better use than a leaderboard to show that what people have accomplished. We have the ability to manually add badges to people's accounts, and then we also have the ability to add them automatically through experiences. So when something's accomplished, or a course is completed, or somebody's done their first post on a forum, you can use an experience to add that badge to their account as well. It really is that simple. Daniel, I feel like you have a question there. You want to say something?
I do. Because as I told you, I have some experiences where some actions just to write some things, and I found that I can access that information in the activity. Is there any other way I can access to the information they are sending me, like questions or the intention of being here, that I can take advantage of that information? And
so we'd recommend that if you are really looking for interaction with your student, there's two ways to do it. One is if it's a private kind of information, that you would use the direct messaging system that's now implemented in Experienceify. So at the top corner in the menu bar, you'll see that there's a direct message option. Again, I will share my screen. move some of these tools, and I will go into, let's just like preview, or it may show up here. Let's find out. Yeah, so here at the top right-hand corner, you've got your profile, you've got notifications and that thing, and then right here is a direct messaging system. And so when the student clicks on that, they're able to send you, they're able to send people a direct messages, so that you could request to your students to say, hey, look, in order to turn in your assignment, or in order to tell me about your experience, or in order to, tell me what your intention is, that if you want to make it private in that way. And then if you want to have some, like as you see here in this 5-day challenge, right? Each one of these are the days in the challenge, right? So you could say, hey, look, go into the forum, and anybody who's in the 5-day challenge will see this section on the left-hand side here. And you say, look, click on, day number 1, aha moments, and then put a new post and just say, this is my aha moment for today. And then, blah, 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 right? And then they can create that post by doing that. The forum then also has the ability, you can upload documents. So I'll zoom in there. You can upload things like a document, or a file from your computer. You can add an emoji, you can add a picture, etc. So you can add a GIF there as well. And then when you click on post, it'll post it to the forum. So that's another way that you can have we were really recommend, using this as the way to interact with your students, rather than having them comment in the course itself, just simply because it's as you said, it only appears in the activity feed. And so there's really limited ways that you can interact with that and do anything with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So yeah, what I'm going to do is explain them, like when they sign up, just put the first video in the homepage so I can explain the way this works as an experience. It's not a regular course, it's an experience. You will have to do this, and this. So take them through the whole experience so they can actually use, because it has a lot of things.
Right, exactly. And that's where we would recommend that what you just described is a great way to position, like on your welcome page, for example, right? Like, don't use that as a real opportunity to bring them in and say, look, you've signed up for an experience, right? Like, this isn't just sort of tick, 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 tick. You're gonna, you're gonna go through like a standard self-paced course. I'm going to ask you to do actions. I'm going to ask you to give me feedback. I'm going to ask you to post in our forum, and like prime their minds for being able to interact and take actions, so that they really feel like they're a part of something, right? And maybe in your welcome video, you could kind of show them around and that kind of stuff too. So.
And do you have a video like explaining the whole interface?
The forum?
Before, like the XPs, like you have a video already done explaining all that stuff?
You're asking from our side, or?
Yeah.
So we have video explanations for every part of the system, but it's not one cohesive, sort of, hey, here's the 5-minute video that's the overview of the whole system. And I would say it's much more powerful if you were to create that yourself with, you could use Loom, or you could use any other screen sharing type of thing, where you just, in your welcome video, you just kind of take 2 or 3 minutes to kind of step by step show them around as a welcome. So and then it's going to be more powerful coming from you anyway.
And what about the bot? The bot actually is, I saw there's a bot that can answer questions. So it reads the whole
course material,
the whole course, the whole information, and it just answers the thing.
Yeah, so it's like any AI bot that you've heard of now. Like, it does its best job. So whatever course material you put into your course, It reads your PDFs, it reads your documents, it reads the pieces of content that you put into step 3. It watches your videos, and then as someone has questions, they can answer, they can ask those bots. We need to take this with a grain of salt as well, obviously, because everybody's course will be different, and hopefully they'll receive high quality answers. But you need to be ready as an instructor to jump in, or if there's any confusion there. But that's for they can get some really like real-time feedback, or get quick questions answered, right?
And 2 questions. The first one will be the videos to be have to be stored in the Experienceify so that the robot can read the information, or I can have a link from external, like an external video.
That's a great question. My gut tells me I don't know the answer, and I would hate to tell you the wrong answer. My gut tells me that you do have to upload your video. I don't think the bot is implemented to go out, because probably there's some security protocols that would be, I would say, in order to go to like look at a YouTube video or a Vimeo link. Otherwise, people would be sending bots to YouTube all day long, every day, and their servers would not like that at all. But I could be wrong there, but we can figure that out for you.
Because one thing that happened to me was in a feedback was that they are not able to plus 15 seconds or rewinds 15 seconds in the app. So I was thinking about putting that, but then I have to use like an external link, and I wanted to just
Right. Yeah. The only controls we have are the speed controls, right? You can speed it up, but yeah, going backward and forward. And that's one of those things that we've taken out a lot of those controls, because it prevents downloading of your material and other things like that. So video controls they're a feature that we would love to have, but we don't have them there yet right now at this time.
So there's no way I can have that answer, but the activity tab, there's no way I can take that through an API and send it through emails, or send this information they ask for and send it in an email.
So you're asking when somebody asks a question to the bot, and do you want it sent to you, or?
No, not a question in the bot. If I can show you something.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So I have here, so let me see. I am in a what type of account am I in? This should be a student's account. Sorry. So let's see if it opens or not. Here, so I have all trainings as a student, and I have here, for instance, I put in the first module, I have this, write a response. So this response, I've only seen it in the activity tab.
Right, correct.
There's no other way I can access that information from.
No.
And use it for anything else, right? There's no. Okay.
So yes, so I've just answered your question about using a link. I've just confirmed that videos that are linked from YouTube or Vimeo won't work for training the bot. So that's one question I've just answered, and then I'm just looking to make sure that I am giving you the correct answer about the comment block or the feedback block, right? So you can either have an action that's a feedback, or you can put a comment block in the thing. So it looks like with the feedback, you can do it you can look in the student's profile. So if you look on an individual student's profile, and you can open the activity log to see any feedback they provided, or as you said, via the in the activity feed as well. But right now it doesn't get like emailed to you or sent to you. And so that's why I'm recommending that you do it in the forum or you use direct messages, just simply because that way you can, if you need to keep track of it, those would be better places to do it. Super cool. Christopher, Susan, any other questions you guys had today? Or Vanessa, you're there as well. I've seen you a couple of times.
Actually, two, because I just thought of one now as you're just answering Daniel's question. What about taking a screenshot, like using the Windows snipping tool or something to take a screenshot of the answer, and then if you wanted to make it this manual, you could paste that into an email to send to the student, right?
That's great. Yeah, absolutely. You could.
Not as
That would be right. Yeah, I think what Daniel's looking for is a way to get those automatically when they're there. So, but thank you for that suggestion. I really appreciate it. What was the second question you had?
You were talking earlier about the badges, and I think you asked Daniel or somebody asked him about, is there some way to measure whether the student has made progress with their eyes or something like that? It made me start thinking about, is there a way to create some kind of an eye test inside of Experientify? Or if not, is there something online, Daniel, that you could link them to go through a test as part of the course, right?
Sure. And then like basically go to this link, take the test, and then bring your results back and post them here or something like that, for sure.
It gives you results that you could bring back. Yeah. Otherwise you could just have them check off that they,
And so something that I've seen other people do as well is if you have access to a resource, so maybe it's a test, maybe it's a quiz platform, maybe it's some other functionality, and in any of the pages that you have, so let's just say it's your home page or a custom page that you create, you can use a embed token or an embed block or an HTML block, and usually those services will have the code they'll give you to embed it, and so then it'll appear right on your training page, right there, or whatever, or the custom page that you've created, so you don't even have to send them out to a different service. You can just have it right there for them to use. Takes a little bit of tech knowledge, right? There's a little bit of tweaking there, but it's a great way to keep them in your course and focused on it.
Yep. And I loved hearing about what you're doing, Daniel. I'm working on training for holistic healthcare practitioners, which is a little different than you're talking about, like consumer level, I think. But as I get started with this here, I'm going to be doing group coaching for the practitioners, and then looking for people I can connect with, to do interviews, to share information with them. So I will keep you in mind.
Thank you. And thank you for that idea. I actually found one test like probably 3 weeks ago, and I said I have to use this. So it's amazing. Thank you for reminding me that.
Good. Yeah, I'd love to see it too when you get it set up.
Super cool. Well, sounds like we have some other candidates for the showcase as well here. So that's great.
Yeah, I haven't gotten too far on setting up my course yet, but maybe the next time.
Super cool. Yeah. Christopher, go ahead. Let me do Christopher. Mm-hmm.
Share someone that spotlighting.
I'm sorry, say that again, Christopher. I didn't quite get it.
Sorry, share some more on the event, the promotion.
Oh, the
about-
showcase.
Yeah.
Ultimately we put it out in the sidebar where, we want to have an event where people will be able to basically show off their course, what it's about, how they built it, any struggles they've had, any successes they've had with it, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people who are very proud of, all the different types. We've got challenges, we've got EMCs, we've got memberships and those kinds of things. And so we're going to pick, I don't really have any hard and fast criteria. We already have like 6 or 7 applications for people who, I just said, look, send us an email and, we'll pick some. We're not trying to be exclusive. I just want to kind of have 2 or 3 examples for a showcase event, maybe once a month, so that the community can start to build off one another. And we want to kind of create that
I was just
shared.
it's a one-time thing or repeated, so.
No. I know this is something that I've wanted to do since I joined, about 8 months ago, and we're now kind of at the point where we're ready to do it. I feel like we're starting to build a lot of community momentum, and so So I'm excited to launch that myself.
I look
Also, it's not about promoting your course for sale. It's just about
No. This is more about your journey with Experienceify. And so that's what for me, I'm really going to be very clear when I write back to the 2 or 3 people that we decide. I'm going to say, look, this isn't about selling. This isn't about getting people to join. This is about, hey, look, I'm excited about this. This is how other students have used it. Here's maybe some of the ways that I've been successful. This is how I designed it. This is the feedback I've gotten from my students, about why it's good or why it's not, et cetera. So.
or this is a neat trick I figured out how to do something on the.
Exactly. Here's a twist that I was able to implement that worked really well for me. Vanessa, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, we can.
I'm sorry, I wasn't fully present the call, and I know I'll probably rewatch things and get some answers. But I just will ask one quick question as I'm chiming in at the end. I read somewhere that the leaderboard component is not yet up and running, but then I did hear you mention leaderboard. So
Sure.
I'm obviously new and I'm not sure where I see like the points and where my students might be at. I don't have students yet, but when I do, where is there a leaderboard in the end?
So I was actually talking about how the badges are a potential replacement for, or a different modality than a leaderboard. We do not have our leaderboard implemented yet. It's like we're all, believe me, we're all waiting with our breath held for us to release it. I don't have an exact date for when it will be released, but it's something that our development team is working on right now. And so what you heard me say was badges are a great way for you to give students recognition in that same kind of way. So in a forum, when students start replying in the forum, you'll be able to see their different badges, and you could say, if you're giving badges out according to points that they've earned, you could see, hey, look, I'm a 50-point earner, I'm a 100-point earner, I'm a whatever it is. So that's what it's a different modality.
I'm not using the forum. I'm using a Facebook community instead. So do I not have access to these badges?
The badges are still available inside Experienceify, and so you can still give them badges and they'll be available in their account. But you wouldn't be able to see the badges in your external Facebook account, or sorry, the group that you.
So the last question is, if I just go into that sidebar where it says students and I just see all my students, can I manually just see how many points each person has? And
yes, you can, or you can go into the account section, the student section that you have, and as you go down, it'll tell you exactly what points they have, which courses they've completed, where they're at in the course, what badges they have. Yeah, and you can always click on the student's name to get a more complete profile of each learner.
Okay, so I can create my own leaderboard, let's say in my Facebook group, where on a weekly basis, I go and see who's in the lead.
Sure, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for letting me chime in at the end.
No worries.
Thanks for answering.
Since Vanessa brought that up, it reminded me, I was going to ask earlier, have you thought about if the badges people are going to collect a bunch, so they can't be very big, I imagine. But is there a way maybe to click on the badge and have it open up bigger with a certificate that people could print out if they wanted?
In our system currently, no, but it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that would, yeah, that's why we differentiate between badges and certificates, right?
Badges 2.0, right?
Yeah. Daniel, final question, then we're all going to go eat. Well, in our universe, we're going to go out and eat dinner.
It's not a question, it's an insight I just had, because I like the way they can achieve an XP and by answering or asking question. So I can put a tag, and then I can send me an email that they have that tag. So I know that they have asked some question, and I can also send an email to them to just tell them to post that if they want in the forum or something like that. So
100%, 100%.
I think that's interesting in the experience, and I wanted to share.
Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody for joining today. I really appreciate it. We will see you all on Monday. All right, ciao, ciao.